And here is our Zerg player surprising everyone in the world by taking a win against the strong PVZ player. He is
jookTo.
OGS jookTo, formerly jookTo. There he is right there. Gotta be feeling confident. And our Protoss player, he's gone up against players like July Zerg head-to-head and won. But here he is against jookTo. Sorry about that. anypro Prime We. Prime Clan partnered with the World Elite Clan from China.
Yep. Now, this map really caters itself to an expansion style like we saw from anypro last game. Except this time you can do a Forge Fast expand rather than going for the sentries. Indeed, he is going to be going for that Forge Fast expand. And what's different in this map is that you can take a very, very quick third, and you never have to worry about a jookTo running in with a bunch of roaches and killing it while you're trying to make it several times. They're running with mutas because everything's so close together. So if anypro just wants to kind of be aggressive but play a turtley style when he gets his third base up, like we saw last game, get a bunch of gateways, try to be aggressive, and hopefully this time he won't kind of run the wrong path and have a bunch of units come into his base.
Yep. Now we have anypro. I don't think he blocked his own Nexus with a pylon this time. Pretty sure. That
has been known to happen?
I think he did that against July Zerg before. I'm pretty sure that was either him or...
Yeah, it was, I believe.
Yeah, I think it was him on this map. So, succeeding in not going this game so far, but I'm hoping we can see something better out of the guy who beat Kyrix and Fruit Dealer and has beaten July Zerg. You know, this guy... I'm really hoping for some better play out of him this time. And, wow, very quick Roach Warren for jookTo. He may just want to
this says,
close this series out real quick.
If he kills this probe and the probe doesn't know...
Oh, wow.
Is this going to be the Roach? I think this could be the 3-Roach rush that we've seen sometimes.
Oh,
where you
probe. Oh, the probe's juking back in. No pun intended. And he's gonna jookTo the Roach Warren. Queen coming out. Is he going to see it?
No
not see
idea.
It. No idea that's happening.
The only thing he does know is that the hatchery should have gone up a long time ago. The hatchery should have been going up. He should have seen the drone come down. He didn't see it.
It's true. Is he going to make more cannons, though? He's got 2.
Is he just going to... If he one-base roaches, though, against this fast expand style, he sees that there's cannons there. I mean, I don't think that's a very smart choice at all.
Well, the 2 cannons are a little bit separated. He might be able to pick them off individually. But, I don't know. There's going to be 6 roaches out. And that probe might see nothing again. So he still has no idea here.
That is actually a really nice job from jookTo.
A Baneling nest going down. He's like, I'm not just going to do an all-in. I'm going to do 2 all-ins at the same time.
Yeah, at first I thought it was that 3-Roach rush build that you see sometimes on smaller maps. I was like, that's not a good choice on this map. It's really big. It's usually against someone who doesn't Forge Fast expand. It's against, you know, a normal wall off. And now he's making the Baneling nest.
This is like...
I think he's going to try to target down the cannons with the Banelings possibly, or just attack the probes, the Banelings, while the cannons are firing at the roaches.
I don't know. Yeah, he's doing the all-iniest all-in I've seen. He's going to use Banelings and roaches to try and bust down the front, and then follow up with rallied Speedlings. And here's a few roaches coming in to prod, and they're going to get some damage on the Cyber Core. But it's all going to come down, and if he can take out those cannons, he sees that there's a nice wall blocking the first cannon, actually.
He has to be very careful with how he uses his Banelings.
Wow, oh my goodness.
He's actually going to take out that Cybernetics Core. And that's the problem with having those Stalkers, and now he doesn't have any Stalkers, so he can't really deal with those roaches at all, except for the cannons he already has in place.
anypro's got to know he's in trouble now. The Baneling's coming in. Oh, if he gets a good shot, he can take out multiple cannons. He does get the cannons, but there's so many cannons going up. He did see this coming and put down tons of cannons. 3 remain. He's still in trouble here.
He does not have a Cybernetics Core at all, so he does have that 1 Stalker, but that's all he has. And jookTo mismicing a little bit, targeting down that Nexus.
Oh, he can't lose that Stalker. And Stalker falling back. Zergling's going in, trying to pick that Stalker off. Need to fall back.
Nice, blocks that ramp with a gateway so the Zerglings can't run into the main. And actually, I think he's held this.
I think he did, man. I didn't realize he had so many cannons warping in, but he had a ton warping in. and they warped in just in time. Lost his core, lost a couple cannons, but the others held things off. And that nice wall at the front meant that he couldn't just like
couldn't run the
just run straight through with the speedlings. Exactly.
And he's actually going to run his probes away for fear of banelings. Really smart choice. Saying, are you going to come in here and kill some pylons? Look at that wall. It's almost impossible to get through there.
Later on, he's going to be like, oh, now I can't actually mine here. But for the moment, it's important to stop these speedlings and banelings. Banelings coming to the side. Probes are not the best at stopping banelings. He's going to go all the way around, though, and not kill the cannon. And I think this is over, man. He doesn't have an expansion or anything. But actually, the roaches... No, I don't know.
He's just losing so many roaches and killing a cannon. That's not a good choice. He's lost like 5 roaches for 1 cannon. Not cost effective whatsoever. He doesn't have a hatchery.
The only thing is this game might last a little while because I don't know what anypro actually has to counter with.
Yeah, you're right.
He's mostly cannons and he's got 2. He doesn't even have warp gate tech. He's just started it. Okay, there's the Stargate. That's what he has to counter with.
Yeah,
there we go.
He's found himself in a pretty commanding lead, but like you said, the game will go on.
And 2 Stargates, actually. I like that. That's a pretty good move. He could end this with Void Rays, or I guess he can try and just make it a macro game.
Either way, he's going to take map control with those Void Rays, or Phoenixes. He could make Phoenixes as well. As soon as he gets those double gases up at his natural. jookTo denying a scout. jookTo actually always having his youth in the right place to deny scouts. Really good thing about his play here today. So anypro looks like he's just pulling up money to get Void Rays, and indeed he will. Chrono boosts out 1 Void Ray.
Yep, and the second Stargate is going to be in here pretty soon. Now, jookTo, I don't think he's technically seen it yet, but he's probably suspects something like this, but he's not making any additional queens, so he might just die, actually. And like anypro, chrono boosting the Stargate with nothing in it. Anyway, now he starts up another Phoenix. Yeah, so look at this. jookTo, he's kind of done the same thing we saw earlier, where it's like, well, I'm really behind. I don't really have much of a way of winning this, but I'm going to try something. And what you do is double expand as Zerg. So he has double expanded. He's hoping that anypro basically just doesn't have enough stuff to attack him for a while, and he can build up an economy and get back in the game in the long run. It's just one of those, you know, all right, well, I'm just going to have to hope he doesn't attack me kind of things. And
gotta make risks.
Oh my gosh, he's going to die so bad to this air, though. He does have an Evo chamber, but he's got 1 queen, I believe, on the map.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult.
Nope,
he's got 2 queens. Okay. Those queens aren't going to be able to easily get to this hatchery, but I think he will be able to ward off this Void Ray, at least until the Phoenixes arrive. Here come the queens now, trying their best to force their way up, kill that Void Ray.
Yeah, they are going to force the Void Ray back, but yeah, where are the Phoenixes? If he'd had his Phoenixes alongside, he probably could have ended the game right there. There are the Phoenixes flying out now. A total of 5 of them. And more queens in production, so he kind of showed his hand, but not his whole hand, and he a little bit late, because now there's a Spore Crawler in the main.
Yeah, he's going to have to use these Phoenixes to pick off queens where he can. Very smart, picks that 1 queen up. He's going to get the Overlord as well.
Yeah, might even get some more Overlords. And this is just going to be annoying. And goes in for that last shot. And yeah, just going to be taking map control. Spore Crawlers going up everywhere.
It's basically like he's indirectly killing drones because those drones are becoming Spore Crawlers. Not mining.
Yeah. Oh.
Picking up the queens. Got to be a little bit more careful. Those Phoenixes, though, does cancel. Nice control with the Phoenixes.
Yeah, and he was using all of his energy on creep tumors to make sure he had creep, so he didn't actually transfuse, and he loses all 3 queens right on top of that Spore Crawler. He's going to get out. Oh my gosh, does he get out with every single Phoenix? He did not lose a Phoenix. That is ridiculous. He's like, I'm just going to sit on top of these queens and Spore Crawlers and take it.
Yeah, he's actually attacking a Spore Crawler with a Void Ray. He's that brave. He's that confident.
Oh my gosh.
And now he's got so many gates. He's just kept up the production. He's got about 4 more beats. He's killing every drone in sight.
Yeah, he can just ignore the spores and just kill all the drones at this point.
What drones are left are becoming Spore Crawlers themselves. Like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm just going to become a Spore Crawler.
It's a safer life as a Spore Crawler.
And look at this. He's cleaning up every last drone. at the natural. More Phoenix is being rallied in.
Wow, his drones are dropping so fast. Down to just 24 drones.
jookTo's dead, man.
Yeah, I don't. Now here's the thing, though. anypro, does he have a ground army anywhere?
Not a significant one. He's got a few sentries out.
So he still can't actually finish this.
Got such a huge lead, though. He's adding a ton of gateways, as well as having that third base up and running.
So he's going to finish it eventually. But
yeah, I mean, he's about to slam out a ton of gateway units. He doesn't have them right now, but he's getting ready.
Yeah, and he needs to do that pretty soon because even though he's done some major economic damage with these Phoenixes, they can't actually eliminate an opponent. And how is there still only one Spore Crawler there? Wow.
So many drones.
So finally loses a Phoenix or two. And yeah, this is just bad. This is just really bad for jookTo. It looks like we are probably going to go to a third game, remember. And there's still a Void Ray hanging around. There's the Warp Gates warping in. He's going to start putting out so many ground units. And at this point, he can just, you know, just do a Stalker Stomp and just make as many Stalkers as he wants to. An A move if he really wanted to.
123 supply to 62. That's double the supply of what jookTo has. More drones.
Now here's the thing, he's been since there hasn't been any ground pressure, he's actually been building a lot of drones. So he's not in, I don't want to say like he's not out of this yet, because he is, but you know, he's actually in a lot better shape than one would expect.
Yeah,
I guess is the way to put it, 'cause he's been droning up.
Keeping all his drones. He hasn't made any attacking units, knowing his opponent's gateways weren't up just yet. But that is when this is going to come back to bite him, when this attack comes forward here through the middle of the map. So many Stalkers, a good sentry count as well. And don't forget, those Phoenix is going to lift up any attacking units to try to defend.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting a Hydralisk Den, but he doesn't have the economy really to make a ton of Hydras. And
Phoenixes actually do decent against Hydras as well. So
dozen Zealous warping in to join the fight, and once those get there, he's probably going to go in for the kill. But yeah, I mean, like, let's say he makes a dozen Hydras right now, which he can't. He can lift them all up with the Phoenixes anyway. And it won't really be much of a battle. And oh, there's a mothership in production right now. Just because anypro knows he's that far ahead that he can afford to toy with his prey, play with his food a little bit.
You know, normally you don't see players stay in the game this long when they're behind, because it really affects their mentality and wears them out a little bit. So I'm a little bit surprised we're seeing jookTo stay in this game, but here comes the attack through the center here. A lot of Hydras, but there's not enough. Some good force fields going down. Hydras have nowhere to run. The Stalker's just doing damage, and GG.
There's the GG from jookTo. And we are going to go to a third and final match for the first time today.
That's right. All the other games they've had have been 2-0s.
Yeah, man. And it's funny because I thought this matchup was going to be the biggest
you and I
blowout.
were talking about it beforehand.
I was like, oh, anypro is going to 2-0 him easy. It'll be short and sweet.
Yeah. But not the case.
No.
But anypro did really outclass him. He held that all in off like a champ.
Yeah.
The pylon placements, everything was beautiful. He pulled his probes out of the way. I don't know if you noticed a few of the times he blocked the probes with Stalkers, so the Banelings just couldn't get to the probes. Like, he didn't want to wall off completely there, but he had the Stalker in such a way that it was just impossible to kill those probes.
Yeah, and just did that despite the fact that he really didn't see it coming until the last minute.
Yeah, and jookTo,
he didn't get a scout in. He didn't get a second scout in. He didn't spot the Banelings as they were morphing until just very, very late. And finally, he's like, oh, crap, 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 crap. Built a bunch of cannons and somehow magically held it off with a single Stalker. And some good micro. Cannons, of course, helped.
Yeah. jookTo did a good job of hiding that all in. And that just goes to show that anypro's build was a safe build.
Yeah.
Can defend the craziest all-in ever. And look at jookTo now. He's got the wind talking to him, saying, you know, it's cool I lost today. But that's not going to happen to you because you've got builds planned out. He's talking to, I'm sure he's planning out a specific build he wants him to do on this map, which is, in fact, Belshire Beach.
Ooh, Belshire Beach. We're going to have our new map we only saw a couple times in the Team League. It's going to be played here for our final game of the day. And it's a pretty cool map. It's a very good map for Zerg, actually, I would say, against Protoss. It's got a very, very wide open natural, very small choke point for your main that you can kind of fall back to. That's pretty good. So you can kind of tech behind that and hide what you're doing as Protoss a little bit more. But wide open natural, Zerglings can come in at all different angles. and do some massive damage. Now, of course, it all depends on how they play, because we did see Slayer's Frozen absolutely own the crap out of Codas Violet in the team league on this map.
That was kind of a silly game.
That was a very silly game, though.
Well,
let's not go there. That is a silly game.
We shouldn't mention it. We'll just pretend it never happened. That was actually the only game I was able to catch on this map, because I was watching the team league, but I was flying in. But it looks like we're going to be starting here in just a second. Game 3 between OGS jookTo and anypro Prime Wii. Who's going to come out on top?
Yep. Both players getting started, getting warmed up here, waiting for the game to get underway. Everything's on the line for both these players. anypro, you know, he's kind of a player. He did really well a couple seasons ago. He hasn't really been able to really clinch his position as a top-level player. And jookTo, of course, used to be kind of a mid-top level player and hasn't done anything in a long time. So both players really need this super tournament win to show who they are, show who's boss, and really, really get their careers, you know, going strong. So this last game, this third game in the round of 64, is so important for both these players to advance to the round of 32 and have a chance. Let's see who can take it out.